Hey everyone, this is Amy with Simply Elizabeth Crafts, and this is our Monday Facebook Not Live video. This video is being posted to YouTube, so make sure that if you are watching on YouTube that you subscribe to my channel, and that also if you hit the bell, it will give you notifications whenever I upload a new video. I do upload a video every single week. It is my Facebook Live, so if you're not on Facebook, you have the opportunity to watch it on YouTube. If you are on Facebook as well, make sure that you go over there and like the Simply Elizabeth page. There are links in the description of this video to do that. So let's get started for today. We're going to start with prizes from last week. So Joyce Eiley and Carol Russell, you both won this week. I have both of your mailing addresses, so I will get those out to you. And then we will be giving away these little they were the brightly gleaming foil elements from last year, so we'll be giving away that. And then I also have bolts of ribbon here, which went along with the Tea Time bundle from a couple years ago. This is actually some of my favorite ribbon, and I still had a random pack of it left. So those two items will be for the prizes next week. Make sure that you comment and that you share the video. If you share the video, make sure that you do post that you shared it so that your name will go into that drawing. The next thing is we are still in celebration mode, and we have this beautiful mini catalog. I call it the Holiday Mini, and there are some amazing things in here. I've worked with a lot of the stamp sets and bundles in here already, but I still have quite a few to get through as well. So thankfully with Monday's Facebook Lives, I get to do a lot of these projects, or I get to work with a lot of the stamp sets in there. So with Celebration, Stampin' Up! Has a fantastic joining special. If you are interested in joining Stampin' Up!, if you're spending $100 a month, it is the best value. You can save 20%, and we would love to have you part of our Stamping Grace team. Right now, when you join, you get to pick a bundle. There's 12 different bundles that are in this holiday catalog right here that you have the option of purchasing. This one right here is $60. Oh, well, it's actually a little bit more than $60, but that's a great value because a starter kit is $99. You get $125 worth of products for $99. And then on top of that, you get a paper pumpkin because I'm in North America. And you get to pick a bundle of your choice. So if you picked that one, that's an additional $60 in free stuff. That's pretty awesome. So if you're interested, you can either click the link in the description of this video, or if you have specific questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I would love to have you join our team. Okay, next thing is paper pumpkin. Y'all know how much I love my paper pumpkins. And this one right here will be the next month's kit. This coordinates with Peaceful, oh, I just drew a blank on what it is. It's the cabin bundle. It's Peaceful something. I know the bundle, the actual cabin bundle is called Peaceful Cabin, but it really coordinates with the paper, which I think is Peaceful Place, or the whole suite's called Peaceful Place. I don't know why I'm trying to guess. I got the catalog in front of me. Here we go. Yes, Peaceful Place is the whole suite. So it coordinates with the Peaceful Cabin. And then you've got the sequins, and you've got the embossing folder. This is the snowy white velvet sheets that we'll actually be using today in our video for one of our projects. And then it comes with this beautiful ribbon here, and then this gorgeous paper, and we'll be using this paper as well. So this month's paper pumpkin kit, you have until October the 10th to register, and that will be the kit. So again, this kit will coordinate with the Peaceful Place in our holiday catalog. If you have questions, let me know, but again, there is a link in the description of this video. Last but not least, before we start our projects, This is Simply Creative Club. We will be using the Nature's Harvest. This will actually go through, typically my cutoff time is September the 15th, but I have an event that will be on Saturday and Sunday of this week. So I'm actually going to extend the registration until Saturday and Sunday. So that will be the 15th, 16th, 17th, I think it's the 18th and the 19th. So I'm going to give it just a little bit longer on this one, only because I do have that event. And if there's anyone who registers while I'm at that event, it will give me the opportunity to not have to order twice. I can just order everything at one time. So it comes with make and takes for 5 cards. You also will get this beautiful ribbon here. It's like a crochet. You'll get an entire pack of the linen thread. You'll also get the embellishments. You'll get this paper here, which is the DSP that matches and coordinates with this bundle. And then you'll also get some of the cork paper, which we're going to be using that today as well. So you're actually going to get more than the normal $20 worth of products. So if you are interested in that, again, link in the description of the video. If you have any questions, make sure you email me and I will be happy to answer that. When you stay part of Club for 6 months, you do get $25 worth of products. You get like a little product credit from me. So it's definitely worth it if you like getting little kits in the mail with some, you know, you get $20 worth of products every month. So a minimum of $20 worth of products. So, okay, today we are going to be using this Merry Snowflakes and the Stitch Snowflakes. This is a bundle. This is in the Holiday Mini Catalog. Anything stitched is my jam. So I absolutely love these dies. This is probably my favorite and I use it on every project today. So you will see this one cut out in all kinds of different things. So we are gonna get right on in and do our first thing, our first card. I got it all kind of piled up here today. I did most of the cutting just to make it easier. Move all these things over here. So this is going to be our first card. And I'm going to grab this little piece here. Move all of that. I'm going to grab my grid paper that was under a whole pile of stuff over there, of course. And we are going to use, we're going to do this background here. We're going to do some blending with our blending brushes. We're going to use the Snowflake one. And I wanted to tell you that these are the adorning design decorative mask. This pack is in the holiday catalog. So great. Let me actually show you the designs in it since we're all here anyway. So you have this striped one. This would be really good, although it's stuck. This would be really good for a red and white card. It kind of reminds me of a candy cane. And then you got this one here, which is just kind of a decorative. Let's see if I can put it over here. You can probably see it better that way. So really good, fun design. And then the last one is another fun design. And this is, I'm not really sure what that's called. I'm sure it's like a diamond. It's diamonds within diamonds. So, but that's really neat. And I love the layout of that. So, but we're going to use the Snowflake one for today. See if I can get all these back together. We'll just stick them over there for now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our piece of basic white here. We're gonna put our make sure I'm over the whole thing. And then we are gonna take and I don't want to put it over the basic white paper because that will defeat the purpose of blending it all together. So I'm just gonna actually put it on the sides. It should stay if I do it here. Actually, it's gonna make me nervous that it'll move, so I'm just gonna do the edge down here. There we go. All right, I'm gonna do one more at the top. It's probably overkill, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with some balmy blue. And I'm gonna grab my blending brush really quick. Okay, I'm gonna ink it up, then I'm gonna rub it off onto my grid paper, and then I'm just gonna start rubbing it over my mask. And I'm kind of doing it with a heavy hand because I want to make sure that I get it good and inked up. And I'm gonna do just kind of a bottom half here, kind of at a diagonal. And then I'm gonna stop. So the bottom half is gonna be that balmy blue. Then I'm gonna take my Misty Moonlight. I'm gonna ink it up. I'm just using the same blending brush. I'm gonna wipe off some of it, and then I'm gonna do the top part with the Misty Moonlight. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Make it a little bit darker. I think this is gonna be a lot darker than my sample, which is okay. Now, I'm gonna take off all of this because now I want to get up under and grab my piece of paper. There we go. All right, so there we go. Now, before I do anything else, I don't like the fact that this is really, really stark white. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rub my blending brush off really good. Okay, and then I'm going to take that balmy blue again. And I'm just gonna ink it up a little bit, rub it off, and then I'm just gonna go over the whole thing to take away that starkness. Now, also doing this will allow for your snowflake that we're gonna add on. It's gonna help it kind of show through, okay? All right. Okay, so I am happy with that. So I'm gonna set all of this aside. Put my blending brush over out of the way so I don't get it everywhere. And now we have to start building our card. Actually, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. We're gonna do that in balmy blue. And we're using the sentiment that says, may the happiness of family, the joys of friendship, and the warmth of love surround you this season. Okay, then I'm gonna stamp it down on some basic white, just like that. And then we're gonna die cut it. Now, the die that I'm gonna use is from the Ornate Frames, and it's this one right here. Okay, I'm gonna die cut that off screen just so that I don't shake the table more than normal. All right, I'm gonna put my die back on my sheet. Okay, so there is our sentiment. Easy peasy. Now, what I did was I also took this message die here. I wanted a little flag. I wanted a skinny flag. Now this is really long, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut it down. But I used this with Misty Moonlight cardstock and cut it out. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and cut it in half. I forgot my bucket over on my table. All right, so we're going to cut this. And we're actually going to we're going to snip out the center part, okay? We don't need this. It's going to make it too long, so we're just going to trash that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive on the back of my sentiment, right there and right there. And then I'm going to put the flags on the back. I do want to make sure that it's straight. All right, let's see if I can do this without getting my head in the way. There we go. All right. That is good enough for me. Okay, so we're going to set that aside for just a minute. We're going to take this piece and attach it to our cork. And we're just going to have, you know, about like that much show. So we're going to take and put adhesive down this side. I think that is good. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I want to wrap this ribbon. You can either wrap it so it's on the inside, and that's actually what I'm going to do because I've got this flat onto the card front. So let's take our card base, fold it in half, grab our bone folder, give it a good crease. Then we're going to attach this. And it's going to go from all the way from the top to the bottom. And if you have not at all played with this cork paper, it is amazing. It truly is pretty, and it feels really nice actually. And then it's easy to work with. Okay, I'm gonna actually flip that over. All right, I'm gonna put this closer to my right side of the card front. Okay, we're just gonna lay that down. And I've got adhesive sticking out, so I'm gonna pull that out. Now I'm going to take my twine, and this is the Simply Elegant. And I think I'm gonna use all that to do this. I hope I have enough. All right, so we're gonna wrap this around twice. I should hopefully have right at enough. We're gonna put it right here in this crease where the basic white comes to the cork. And then we're gonna tie a bow, kind of right here in the center. And that's really loose, so let's try that again. I'm gonna have to get down close for this one. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna tie a nice big bow there, and then I'm gonna cut off the ends so they're even. Okay. All right. Now let's take our, this is the snowy white velvet paper, and we're gonna adhere it right about here, okay? And how we're gonna do that is with some liquid glue. So I'm gonna get down close to make sure I don't get it in find the areas. So I'm squeezing very, very lightly. I just want a little dot. Okay, that's not the right one because that one is stuck. Let's try the other one. There we go. And I'm going to put a little dot on each point of the snowflake. And I'm going to make sure not to put my hand in glue when I get around here. Okay, then I'm going to put a little dot in the center. And now I'm going to pick it up without touching the glue. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to accidentally cut off a little bit of that. So I just want to make sure that one goes up underneath my sentiment. All right, so now I'm just going to press that down, make sure it stays. Okay, perfect. Then we're going to take our sentiment, we're going to put dimensionals on the back. I need big ones though. We're going to do 4 dimensionals. Make sure we get it good and sturdy. Okay. And then we're going to put that sentiment right here. Okay. And then the last thing we want to do is put on our little gems, and these are called blue adhesive backed gems, and these are really pretty. I haven't used these very much, but they're really pretty. All right, we're gonna put one right here, put another big one up here, and then we're gonna put a tiny one down here. Okay. All right, so that is card number 1. Let me put these in here so I don't lose them, because that is exactly what I'll do. Okay, so card number 1. And while I'm going to put this, I'm going to clean this stamp really quick. I know that's a horrible sound, but this will keep it from getting on my other projects. All right. We're gonna set that one aside and I'll bring those back in at the very end and move all this so that we can start the new project. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do this one. And we're gonna do an embossing, so I put all that together. Now, this paper right here is a free item with a $50 purchase. And let me actually give you the real effect of the card. So this is it. You can probably see all that glimmer and gorgeousness in it. I will tell you, I do not like normal glitter glimmer paper you get from a store. Why? Because I can't stand glitter in general. I don't like the messiness of it. If you've ever watched a video where I do embossing powder, I love embossing powder, but I don't like the mess of it. So I don't use it a whole lot because I just don't like that gritty feeling. And I'm the same way with glitter. I don't like that it gets everywhere. The great thing about this, it doesn't come off. So you can get the shimmer and the shine and the gorgeous without the mess. And I love that. So this is free with a $50 purchase, and you get 8 sheets in here. Now, I am going to tell you, this is very thick. So it is not a thin cardstock at all. So when you cut out your snowflakes, you actually want to do your sandwich. I'm going to show you really quick. Okay, you want to take your non-messed up plate and you want to put your dies hold on, let me find the dies. We're just gonna take this one right here. You wanna put it face up. You then want to put your paper face down, okay? And you want to run it through, so you'll put your plate here. So now the die is gonna cut into your top plate. Putting it upside down puts a good amount of pressure on that die, which helps to cut it out. Now with this paper, I had to run it through probably about 3 or 4 times for it to give it a really good cut. So just know that this paper being thicker, you're gonna have to run it through a couple times, but it's worth it in the end. So I did go ahead and cut it just so that you didn't have to watch me do all that. All right, but you are gonna have to watch me or wait for me to do the embossing. Okay, we're gonna take our sentiment, and this sentiment is the one that says, may your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmas be white. Really, I guess it should say, may all your Christmases be glitter. Glittery? Glitter, I don't know, full of glitter. There we go, full of glitter. Shine, full of shine. Ooh, I like that one. Okay. This is what happens when no one talks back to me and it's just me. All right, we're gonna use basic gray. I think I said basic white, but we're gonna use basic gray, and we're just gonna stamp it kind of toward the bottom of our paper, but we wanna make sure we give enough room to put a snowflake at the bottom. So I'm gonna pray real hard it's straight when I stamp it down. Ah, that was pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna close that up so I don't get it everywhere. Now I'm gonna take it and run it through the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. So we're gonna stick it in like this. Now, I'm gonna show you really quick before I run it through. When you put this in your machine, actually, I'm just gonna pull it in. It's gonna shake it, so I'm sorry, but I feel this is a sandwich and a go through pass that you need to see. Okay, so you're gonna have your bottom plate. If you have the new machine from Stampin' Up, you want plate number 1. You're gonna put plate number 1 down. You're gonna put your embossing folder with your paper down. Then you're gonna take this gray plate, and it's labeled number 4. You're gonna put it on top, and you're gonna run it through. Okay, now if you do this and it is hard for you to go through, do not send it through because it will crack your embossing folder. The best way to do your embossing folders is to do the hinge in first. The reason for that is if you send it with the open end first, it will actually create pressure as it goes through the machine, and it could crack your plate here. Now, a lot of people don't have issues with that, but it can happen. When you do it this way, it could do the same thing. It could crack one side of it. That I have done. So just make sure that when you're sending them through, you send it this way because it creates that pressure, but it actually has somewhere to release that pressure, okay? So just as a FYI. But that is your plate because this is a thick embossing folder. All right. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach this piece to our glitter paper. Now, to do this, I'm actually gonna attach it with liquid glue because I need for it to get down into the crevice and stick. That's where it will hold. This will not hold because this piece is embossed, and I'm putting a whole lot on here. You see this, right? This piece right here is embossed, and then adding it on top of that glitter, you need something that will be liquid to get into those nooks and crannies to keep it adhered down. And seal will not do that, unfortunately, for this project. Okay. Make sure it's all good and even. And I think that's pretty good. All right, I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm just gonna run my hands right on through. I'm just gonna rub it all over, just kind of help that adhesive sink in real good and nice. All right, so there we go. Now I'm gonna flip this over. I'm gonna grab my dimensionals. I'm gonna put a lot of dimensionals on the back. I'm actually gonna put additional ones here because it is a thicker cardstock and we definitely do not want it to fall. Okay? And it's okay. Dimensionals don't cost a lot. Every time I buy dimensionals, I buy 10 packs at a time. And I usually actually buy about, I go through probably about 6 or 7 in a month. So, but I buy 10 at a time because I go through them so quickly. Because, you know, I pop everything up. I'm a dimensional girl. All right, so I'm folding that card base in half. Then I'm gonna come over here. This is gonna go all the way from the top to the bottom. So I'm gonna actually line it up on my table, get the exact way I want it to lay, and then we're gonna pray. I'm not doing a very good job here. There we go. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna lay it down. So now we've got that. Now we're gonna put these on, and I'm gonna get out these little pieces first. I'm gonna take your pick tool, and I'm gonna flip it over to the back, and they will pop right out. One thing I did figure out is that the adhesive sheets, they didn't work very well on the back of this. So they didn't stay stuck to the paper, to the basic white paper. So you have to use some liquid glue for this. You could use a seal or whatever if you have the matte, but don't have a heavy hand with your liquid glue, and it works just fine. All right, I probably should have done this before I started the video, but that's okay. All right, so there we go. You've got those, and I got one more. This one's pretty easy to get out. They actually, on any of the paper that I've cut these snowflakes in, these pieces have come out really, really nicely. So the dies are fantastic. Okay, we're gonna flip them over so we can put our liquid adhesive. And again, on this, I'm gonna do each tip with a little dot. Yep, had a little bubble there. And then that one, and one in the center. All right, I'm gonna slide that off so I don't get glue all over myself. All right, and then we're gonna stick it down. Okay, and I'm just gonna hold it there for just a couple seconds, make sure it stays. And then we're gonna do this one. So we're gonna put dots right there. And then one in the center. Okay, we're gonna stick this one here, like that. And then this one, we're gonna do on these tips right here. Right, one more, and then in the center, okay? And then we're gonna put this one down right here at the bottom. Okay, there we go. There is card number 2. Again, really easy. You cut out the dies and then just easy peasy to put all together. So All right, and I have no idea why I keep saying easy peasy today, but I do. And quite frankly, I'm not a big fan of that. So I don't know why I'm saying it. Apparently I've been around someone who must have been saying it. And it's got me saying it. So, all right, let's do the last card. And I'm gonna have to say this is probably my favorite one. I love this paper here. Is amazing. This is that peaceful, what is it called? Peaceful, it's the peaceful place, but I'm probably not gonna be able to put my hands on the paper. Oh, here we go. Yep. It's called Peaceful, oh, yep, just Peaceful Place DSP. Look at this. Oh, it's so pretty. And let's see, I'm gonna show you this paper because this is worth it. So that's the back. That's really pretty. Good. This would be good for a masculine card. All right, and then you've got this one. Good. This is a good page for scrapbooking. If you did like a 6x6 scrapbook, or you could do the whole page. That would be pretty too. And then you've got the back. It actually looks like a bunch of squiggle lines, but it's actually trees. So really pretty. And then this, of course, is the one we're using today. And that is on the back of it. Beautiful. But this didn't look that great with the snowflake with this card. So I didn't do it. And then you've got this, which is like a wood kind of background, but it's shimmery. And then a bunch of trees. Again, this would be good for a scrapbook. And then some dots. These are dots, but I'm probably thinking it's snow, intended to be snow. And then you've got the cabins on the back. This is really, really pretty. And then, oh, this is another one of my favorites in this pack. Gorgeous. And then you've got that on the back side. So that paper, well worth every dollar you spend on it. And of course that is in the holiday mini catalog. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this card together. We're gonna go ahead and fold our card base. Okay, and then I've got another piece of basic white here. This is what we're gonna put our paper on. I'm going to stamp our sentiment first. And the reason for that is if I get it crooked, I don't wanna have already adhered my paper. So I wanna make sure that I get the sentiment straight, because I can do 4 tries. I got 4 corners. I got 2 on each side until I get it straight. And if I stamped it down here and it was wrong, and I did it up here, it gets covered. So, and see, look there. Already messing it up because I'm talking too much. All right. Is that straight? Oh my goodness, that's straight. Look at there. I said a prayer before I did it. Okay, now we're gonna take our paper and we're gonna put it at an angle, kind of like that. Okay, now I kind of see where I want it, the layout. So now I'm just gonna take this part off. I'm gonna take my liquid glue and I'm gonna start going around like this. Okay. Oops, I went too far. Oh no. I might have to start over anyway. Let me see if I can get that off. Look at there. Got it off. Okay. It's going on my pants for now. All right. Now we're going to take our paper and I'm going to cover that up anyway with something else, with some more paper. Okay. I'm going to press it down. Now I'm going to flip it over and press it down again. Make sure I get it good and adhered. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it all off. I'm going to cut off all these extra little pieces. We're going to stick this in here. We're just going to cut it off here first. Okay. All right. Now let's turn it here. So it worked earlier. Now, of course, it's not gonna keep my paper in there. All right, we're just gonna trim off all these edges. And I might be making the paper a little bit smaller, but that's okay. This one I do because I cut off the edge there. Okay, one more. Okay, there we go. Got all that off. Now, last thing we need to do before we adhere this to our card base is I have a little strip that's gonna come right here. So I'm gonna put adhesive on the back and I'm just gonna do liquid glue. Then I'm gonna adhere this down right up underneath. Okay, I'm gonna flip it over and then we're gonna trim it off too. And I have glue all over my fingers now because I was not paying attention very well. All right, so we're gonna line this up and just trim that off. And then we're gonna trim this one off. And this is not straight over here, so we're gonna make that straight. Okay. All right, getting all my little pieces out of the way. Now, we are gonna take this and pop it up on our card base, so we are gonna use our dimensionals to do that. All right, and I don't need the extras in the center there because this isn't very heavy because it's normal DSP, unlike the last card. Okay, so now we're gonna adhere this to the center. We're gonna make sure it's centered because remember I chopped off some edges a little bit. It's gonna be a little smaller, okay? There we go. And then we want to take and pop up our snowflake, and I just cut this out of our silver foil paper that is in the holiday catalog. Now, for this, I need a little mini dimensional, and that mini dimensional will go right in the center, like that. And then we will pop this up right there. Okay, and then the last thing we need to do is add our embellishments. So we're gonna add there, and there, and there, and then let's do a little one there. So that's 4, and then we need to do one more, and 5. All right, so that is card number 3. Now, if you have any questions about the projects for today, please let me know. I will be happy to go over anything with you. There is a link to the blog post in the description of this video, so make sure you go check that out. It will have the measurements of your cardstock, and then it will have a link that will take you to all of the products that are used. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. But again, everything is in the description of this video. I try to make it as simple as possible. And if you need me, you can reach out. And don't make sure that, again, that you share. Also make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd love to have you over there. And I'll see you next time. Bye.